Hi, my name is Henrik Flyman from Evil Masquerade, and you're listening to the Roll Me Go show here at New Alternative Radio. Yeah, I was with the German band Lacrimosa for the first time actually in 2009 on the Sehnsucht World Tour. And since then we've been out on quite many tours around the world. Now we're going out again. Actually, I'm leaving for rehearsals in Hamburg now this Sunday. And we'll have a couple of days in the studio there, actually 5 days I think, and then head out on the European tour for the new album Revolution. And the experience has been great, of course. I met a lot of new people, nice people, that's become friends of mine now. And it's also opened up many doors for Evil Masquerade, since we've played, or I played many places where Evil Masquerade haven't been yet. And it's been very good for the band, I can see, because the interest has boosted enormously. We can see on the web pages and people interacting with the band. So it's been very good, both for me personally with the Lacrimosa tours, and also for my own band, Evil Masquerade. So it's really been a win-win situation.
So, und da ist er, der Junge. Evil Masquerade, the ultimate game.
Its own radio show. That brings me to the next question. What do you think about internet radios? How important can internet radio be?
Actually, this is with this album and with Dark Mystery Music, it's the first time this band have actually been focusing on internet radio, and that's not our own fault. It's the old labels that didn't prioritize it enough, I think, because I can easily see now when we have direct contact that is very important. And the very good thing with the internet radio is it's a little bit like when the internet came. Before the internet, you had all these magazines and FM radio and TV, and you had like a handful of people deciding what everyone should hear or read or see. And that's never good, I think. And then the internet came and all the e-signs came. And suddenly fans could make, like an e-sign for the music they loved and tell their friends about it. And suddenly it opened up, and a lot of bands that never got focus in the magazines, for example, suddenly came out there and found their audience, which was almost impossible before, because it was also very money controlled, because you have these big labels and it's a lot of money. It's all about money for them, and they don't want too many others from smaller labels to interfere with that. So that's why they try to control everything, and that's why it wasn't so good. It's also the same with FM radio. Not all FM radio, but a lot of FM radio is also money controlled with commercials and everything, which makes it very hard. Because if you look at their playlist, most of them, it's always like the top 10 that goes on from MTV or all those charts. So music like ours, for example, would never have a chance to get a lot of airplay if it wasn't for internet radio. We have done lots of interviews now on this album, and we also get tons of playlists coming in every week. And we can see, of course, we have some FM attention, FM radio attention, but most of it is internet radio. So it's very clear to me that internet radio is extremely important, and especially for a band like us.
Mm-hmm. You're so right, Henrik. So right.
So, und da haben wir schon was vom neuen Album Pentagram, The Darkness Within. Er wird mir nachher zu den Songs noch ein bisschen was sagen. Hört einfach zu, macht euch eure Gedanken und ich glaube, am Ende der Sendung werdet ihr es verstehen.
Yeah, I was contacted by Richard Ofsowski from Australia somewhere in the end of last year, and he asked if I could see myself donating one song from Evil Masquerade that he could sell in his project called Metal for Cancer, where all money goes to cancer research. And of course I thought it was a great idea. But the problem was I was in the middle of some legal stuff, getting rid of the old labels and to be able to start up our own label. So I didn't really want to get involved with our music in something that could jeopardize or make the future more difficult, since I was trying to get free from everything that we were doing. But since I thought the idea was really good, I started discussing with him, and we came up with the idea to make an all-star cast with, of course, the people from Evil Masquerade, but also other people, friends, musician friends from other famous bands and friends of theirs, and that I would write a new song, especially for this project. So, and he thought it was a great idea as well. So I wrote the song "Let's Unite in Rock," and we started to check around who would be interested in taking a part of this, and we ended up with quite an impressive cast, I think. You can check everything about this on his website, metalforcancer.com, or you could also just go on YouTube and write "Let's Unite in Rock," and you will get the song, and you will in the comments under the song, the liner notes, you have links to the web pages and how you can do to purchase a copy of your own. It just costs a few bucks, and everything goes to cancer research. So you could see it as donating a few dollars to cancer research, and as a thank you, you get a song from several musicians that you probably know about very well, and a cool rock and roll song, heavy metal rock and roll song. So please do that. It's very important, and as you know, everyone knows someone that has cancer or maybe have it yourself, and this is actually something that can make a difference. Instead of just posting a banner on Facebook that says "fuck cancer," yeah, okay, fuck cancer, but it doesn't really help, does it? So please buy a copy of this song and post it around, and get others to do it as well, because it might not sound much with a few bucks, but it really is, because if you can get a lot of people to help out with this, then a few bucks actually get to be many bucks, and many bucks is exactly what we need. And here's your chance to help out. It doesn't cost you basically anything. Everyone has a few bucks. Just skip that cup of coffee next time you're out, and there you have it. So please do as the title suggests, "Let's Unite in Rock."
Und damit ihr wisst, was ihr kauft, hier ist der Song. Geht auch mal so in dieses ganz bekannte Videoportal, gebt es ein und guckt mal, wer da alles dabei ist. Wahnsinnig cool ist dahinter.
Okay, so now we come to the biggest part from the interview. Your last album. How autobiographically is it?
Yeah, can you take the question again, because I couldn't hear one word.
Okay, your last album, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for the new album? What was the intention for this?
The inspiration, well, I thought, as usual when I write a new album, I spend a lot of time while writing trying to figure out where we should go with the new album, because I usually don't find it too interesting to just do another album that we have just released. So I thought quite a bit about this album, and it was two things basically. One of the things that I felt that if I should do another album, we had to do it on our own company. So that was one of the things, because if I had been forced to release this album on one of our old labels, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have done this album, because I spent so much time writing an album, and to see it just get wasted and thrown away because no one cares, that makes absolutely no sense to me, because I take everything I have to make it as good as possible, and I need to know that someone is trying to get it out to as many as possible so they can hear it. Otherwise it's no use, I think. So that was one of the things. But speaking musically, the material on the album, I tried writing lots of different stuff, but I wasn't really happy. It was good songs, but it didn't feel like our fifth album. And I thought a lot about what our fifth album should sound like. And finally I came to the conclusion that we should try to strip things down and take all. In the past we have had quite huge arrangements from time to time, and I didn't want that. And we also have a permanent keyboard player now. So I wanted to write an album that would be possible to play for one keyboard player with two arms, instead of having basically, sometimes we would have needed like three keyboard players to play some of the songs, and then we have done a live arrangement or something and made it different when we played live. But this time I tried to write songs that would be able to be performed live as they were, with no need or very little need for rearrangements. So, and I tried to make them very basic and a little bit shorter than before, and also a lot back to the roots of the music I grew up with. We have been doing this style also on the previous albums, but just a couple of songs maybe on each album. But this time I wanted to try to make basically the full album in this style, with some few exceptions, and of course while still keeping it very Evil Masquerade. It should always sound like the band you're listening to, so of course it should sound like Evil Masquerade, but it should be more basic, more rough, and more of a live feeling. So I guess that's musically what I was aiming